We're driving west on I-40 about 30 miles east of Albuquerque. We're headed that way. And as you can see in the distance, we're in a fairly flat area right now. A high plain anyway, we're 6,700 feet. But in the distance you can see the ridge, the line of mountains rising up. Not sure how it's going to play on the video, but live you can tell they're pretty tall. Of course they're a long ways away, but the terrain is about to get steep. We're not going into the big city tonight. We're going to spend the next 2 nights at a city park just to the east of Albuquerque campsite, but we're going to go to Walmart first. I want you to check this out. We've been coming through a high plain. But as you can see now in the distance, the mountains are beginning to become really visible.
Turn right.
This will get it though. We're driving towards the campground we're going to spend the next couple of nights at, just south of Edgewood, New Mexico. That's not far from Albuquerque. I'm going to spend a couple of nights resting and recovering, and before I tackle the big city. And I've actually ordered an Amazon package that'll be delivered on Friday. This campground we're going to is a dispersed area. Mexico is being hit hard by the COVID-19, so hopefully it's open. The New Mexico state parks are closed to all out-of-state travelers, so I can't stay there. The National Forest out here, though, and the BLM land offers opportunities for camping. This is actually why we came here, to check it out. All right, it's several miles. Let's say about 5 miles on this gravel road out to the campsite. So hang in there with me. If we see anything interesting along the way, I'll be back. All right, I'm here in the New Mexico sun, just east of Albuquerque, at a little county park campground, and I'm gonna spend a couple of nights here. But let me see if I can turn you around here so you can see what's going on. Thicket, or actually it's not really a thicket in the classical sense of Greene County, but because it's got some wide open areas, and I'm just the other side of those trees right there where I'm camping. But if I were going to stay here for a while, I might even back the vehicle into here and really be secluded. There are all kinds of little trails and paths and parking spaces here in this area. And little loops. There's one somebody can back in, and there's one next door. And one thing to notice here is, in this cedar thicket that we don't see back home, is there are plenty of cacti. Those are prickly pears, and they say you can actually eat those. Is that a yucca plant? That might be a yucca. Not 10 feet away from the prickly pear is this yucca plant. And these poor old twisted cedar trees, I think out here they call them not pinyon pines, but juniper tree. I don't know, that might be one of those serious fire ant mounds. You see the ants running there? Probably not, but I want to avoid it. I'm going to give it a wide berth. There's another stand of the prickly pear cacti. They're everywhere. And there's one more type of cactus that I saw over near the campsite. We'll go take a look at it. New Mexico has a burn ban, I think, because it's a high risk of forest fire. But there's plenty of down wood here near this campsite that if you wanted to have a bonfire, you wouldn't have to work too hard at it. There's the van over there. We'll go look at it in a minute. The third type of cacti, I believe this is called Octillo cactus, and I may be wrong. But it seems like the shade. Right straight through there to the van. There are several other campers here in some of these pull-off spots, and since this is my first time here, I took sort of the first one that I thought I was out of sight of a camper, but actually I wasn't. I didn't come quite far enough because right through the trees over there is another one, but I'm going to be quiet and I get the noisemaker going when I sleep. They won't bother me, but they're actually before I thought about going, but two reasons I didn't. One, that's facing south, and I'm sorry, facing north. And in the morning, when the sun comes up, so it's not moving the van, I'll get the morning sun in the east on the solar panels. And the other thing, I'm not sure how to combat this, but I've seen some talk about mice getting in your engine block when you're parked in places like this and trying to build nests. Oh, I'm out in the wind and I don't have my windproof microphone, so this may be, I may have to go to voiceover, or this may not be good, but good sound. But as you see, there are all kinds of little pull-offs on this. There's the road, and you just pull off, find your camping spot. And this cactus may have part of a flower still on it. It's a faded one, but I think it's a purple flower. There's a big track. It might be a dog, but probably is. But there are coyotes here, and if they get to howling tonight, we'll see if we can't capture the sounds. But here are all three of the cacti types. There's that Octillo, and there's a prickly pear. And right up here is the, whatever that other stuff is. Done forgot. Anyway. I guess out here they would call this a forest with the trees. Biggest one I see is probably 10 feet tall. 12. There's one that probably 12. But anyway, here's where I'll be the next couple of nights. All right, it's a beautiful sunshiny day here in New Mexico, and I'm developing new habits. Here's breakfast. We're gonna have some salsa and some $2.29 only chips. I'm everyone. This is the first time I have slept in a van with that tarp attached. And we're in a windy place, gusting winds. And last night when I went to bed right around dark, right after dark, it was calm, but I didn't go to sleep immediately. So I'm laying in bed reading, and it feels like something is shaking the van from side to side. And to tell you how upset about it I was, I turned over and went to sleep and said, I'll see what it is in the morning. But I figured out that when that tarp really shakes, it makes the van rock. So I will have to be aware of that if there are really high winds. When you're placed in unfamiliar surroundings in a new situation, you have to adapt as best you can. This is a camp, and I had to move the van from where it was parked to there because here there is a constant wind, and it's ferocious at some time. So I have had to back in and put the tarp up here. I've parked the van where the full force of the wind is hitting this side, and these trees are blocking some of it, but it's still a nice place. I could have pulled into here, had to deal with the fire ants, but
a mandate, and that's how you're going to lose the health insurance that you had. It was designed to fail so as to have the public clamoring for a fix. The way the leftists do these things, they know you don't want government-run health care. They know you don't want the DMV running health care. And the left is there waiting to act on the demand, go full-fledged single-payer, and that was the grand design. Well, one thing happened. Trump got elected because we were able to get rid of the original method of the personal mandate, and that took the guts out of Obamacare. Now Obamacare is before the Supreme Court on the Constitution.
Watch out, construction on road ahead.
So they've got their plan on the Democrat side, and it looks like that's outrageous. You think we're going to cancel 160 people's health, but they are.
it's another type of cactus, but they named this one for us. It's a yucca plant. But anyway, we're here at Petroglyphs National Monument, just outside Albuquerque. That's Albuquerque over there. In the distance, that's Sandia Mountain. The relevance of this place, this hill, and it's actually a ridge, just stretches back way well. It's a lava flow from an ancient volcano, and sometime in the prehistory, Native Americans drew some artwork on it. Petroglyphs. Here's Petroglyph National Monument, and I don't think there are actually any petroglyphs here on the rocks. You have to go on a hiking trail, and I don't know if there are short ones. I may try to take everybody out to one, but depending on how much energy I have. Campsite. The last couple of nights, except this is obviously more mature, probably cultivated, but it's got some kind of flowers or fruit or whatever you call it. Comes on a cactus out there. But we're just pretty much in the desert here in the mountains that way. They're really sticklers out here. Apparently New Mexico's, well, it's Democrat control first of all, and they have lots of restrictions. So go this way, not that way. So we'll play by the rules. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. This is the edge of the lava flow. From the volcanoes. I'm not sure yet how long ago the eruption was. But you see these big boulders broke off. And here is some of the lava, actual lava.
Couple, say 5-minute flip. We talked about practice. But I thought that 5 got into a good shot. One thing, he always highlights his plan. He highlighted his plan for...
I don't know if you can tell how high it is on the video, but there are people up there. If you can see them, maybe you can get some idea. It's pretty steep, and I'm not going to be able to go all the way up it, but I'll go right over here and look at some first petroglyphs. But anyway, they got this bridge built across this dry, I guess they call it an arroyo. This boulder, first one you come to on this trail, says we're made by the ancestral Pueblo people. We'll go on over there and look at some more. There's the answer. About 200,000 years ago was when the volcanic eruptions began. Tells you how this geologic feature came to be here, and then along comes the ancient Pueblo people and use it as a canvas. There's some kind of animal over there under that symbol. I guess that's the sun or a prayer wheel, I don't know. There's some kind of other four-legged creature. Just a little further. If you're going to go up there and look at them, you can come yourself. This is what it looks like out back towards Albuquerque, and the city is encroaching on this rapidly. Looks like one of those prayer dream catchers. There we go, dream catchers. Here's where the trail starts to get steep. So I think I will abandon the trip here. I'm sure it will be a wonderful view at the top, but I don't think I can handle it. There's a van. It's doing well on the trip. Solar panels are keeping up with the usage, because they haven't had a lot of heavy usage yet. He's been mainly a fan occasionally, noisemaker, and recharging devices, because temperatures have been anywhere in the high temperatures in the 70s to 80s and low temperatures. I think a night or two it got down maybe into the high 30s, at least down into the 40s. But so it's been pleasant travel so far. Down the trail, I just noticed these on this first boulder we looked at. Over in the lower right hand corner, something maybe with antlers, a deer or an elk or something. And just to this left, maybe a goose or a turkey, or there's a 2, 4, 6, 8-legged creature, so with a tail. All right, not the best lighting situation. I'm actually in shade, and out behind me is pretty in direct sunlight. So we're getting a pretty good cut down the trail. It's actually, I don't know how well we can see, shows the geologic process that has, oh, sorry about that. But at the top, you can see where the lava forms a capstone, so to speak, and then the protruding edges are weathered away over the centuries, and leaving behind this detritus. We'll walk right out here for a few minutes and see what we can see, but it's another steep hill, so we won't be trying to climb it. It looks like a fanciful creature. It's in the shadows. I don't know if you can see it. Looks like a, I don't know. But anyway. Just looking at this interesting red rock plateau, I guess. Butte, whatever you call it, between Grants and Gallup, New Mexico. And you see the way the structures look. Between Gallup, New Mexico and Grants, New Mexico, the National Forest boondocking site, and you can see the Interstate 40 is right down there. And across the way is a lot of mesa, big mesas. And there's some scrub cedars, I guess. Let me check and see if they're pines or cedars. Yeah, they're cedars. Probably junipers out here. But anyway, it's a mix of low shrubs and dust. And but I don't know if I'm gonna stay here or not. I'm about an hour from Gallup, and they supposedly have a nice walk. Here's home for the night in Gallup, New Mexico. About half an hour or so away from Arizona. And I was going to camp in the National Forest, but it wasn't that far to come here. Plus, I was going to watch Nathan's football game against Metcalf County. And so I pulled in here and parked amongst my friends, the RVers and the semi-trailers. But this Walmart welcomes travelers. So I asked a security lady in a security car patrolling, and she seemed surprised I would even ask. So I thanked her, and I pulled over here, and I parked close to the tractor trailers. So some wouldn't like it. Even with the vehicle off, they're running their engines, and parked this close. The ground actually vibrates slightly, so when I get in bed, I won't even have to put a quarter in, and I'll get some restful sleep tonight.